Hello! For today's lesson, we will tackle about acceptance response to a terrorist incident, hospital response, emergency decontamination information. We all know a terrorist event medical response requires the coordination, communication, and shared information of multiple agencies at the local, state, regional, tribal, and federal levels. Decontamination is the process of removing or deactivating harmful contaminants from surfaces and is a primary objective of initial patient care, reducing further harm and exposure to patients and responders/rescuers. Two types of decontamination. The first one is gross decontamination. It is the initial high-volume rinse decontamination. And the second one is technical decontamination. It is the secondary fine thorough washing of all body locations. Ambulatory VS. Non-ambulatory. Ambulatory capable patients can be instructed and guided through disrobing and self-decontamination, showering, and washing, while non-ambulatory patients will likely require assistance and disrobing and decontamination by available trained and appropriately garbed responders. Treatment. Triage of ambulatory patients occurs after decontamination and can be initially as basic as symptomatic vs asymptomatic, depending on the exposure. Symptomatic patients can be routed to various treatment areas depending on the extent and level of symptoms, while non-ambulatory patients will need evaluation for life and limb-threatening conditions, as well as decontamination measures. The hospital disaster plan should outline and specify treatment area locations and staffing for triaged patients depending on the necessary type and level of care. Asymptomatic patients may be evaluated and monitored for delayed symptoms in observational areas, which may include cafeterias, auditoriums, or waiting rooms. Psychological support, mental health counseling, social work involvement, pastoral care, and discharge planning may be necessary. Notification. The first 15-30 minutes of planning and activities after a mass casualty disaster can be chaotic and daunting. Various plans and protocols address the need for organization of thoughts and actions to prepare for the influx of mass casualties. The following mnemonic, www.md.com, has been developed by Dr. Tom Blackwell, Medical Director of Charlotte-Mecklenburg EMS of Charlotte, North Carolina, to assist in planning and to address questions and concerns to be addressed on the initial radio/dispatch notification. First three W's deal with the incident, the MD medical needs, and the COM refers to the emergency department status. Initial immediate questions, concerns, and needs are: A. What happened at the scene? For example, ID explosion, agent release, etc. When did this happen? Like immediately vs hours ago. Where did this happen? Like public or populated area, residential vs commercial for casualty estimation. Medical, what are the major medical injuries/illnesses of the victims? For example, multiple traumas, respiratory compromise, ambulatory status. Decontamination, is decontamination required, initially done on scene or required at hospital? Casualties, estimate of number of casualties involved, with or without priorities. Other countries that have experience with bomb incidents utilize an estimate system of a dozen, dozens, or hundreds. Other, consideration to be given of the current patients in the emergency department and their care disposition, i.e. emergent admission, moved to a different area of the hospital, or rapidly discharged from the department. Mutual aid is mutual aid assistance or resources needed. Additional staff, patient transporters, specialized assistance, i.e. radiation safety officer.